our senior and our junior. Myself, Samrin Yasmin. Today, we third year student, roll number 1 to 10, will give childhood nurturing project work on the topic of management of behavioral disorder in children with the help of virtual platform. So, due to our virtual program, we will tell about some of selected topic in this project work. Tajkia, please change the slide. So, as you can see in the main content, we are going to describe that the first is introduction of behavioral problem, which is discussed in slide number 2. Then the next is causes of behavioral problem, that is discussed in slide number 3. Then the next is behavioral problem in children, which is discussed in slide number 4. Then behavioral problem of infancy, it is discussed in slide number 5. Then the next is behavioral problem of childhood, that is discussed in slide number 6 to 22. Then behavioral problem of adolescence, it is discussed in slide number 23 to 33. Then statistic presentation, which is discussed in slide number 34. And the last is nursing responsibility, which is discussed in slide number 35. So let's start our presentation. Now I request to our group partner Farhana Parvin, please start our presentation with introduction and causes of behavioral disorder in children.
Good afternoon to our respected teachers and to all seniors and juniors. I discuss the introduction of behavioral disorder in children. Behavioral problems don't have the exact definition. They are behaviors that contradict to a specific age, culture, social values, and norms. According to Achenbach, all behavioral problems can be categorized into internalizing and externalizing. In internalizing behavioral problems that are directed from internal like anxiety, sadness, depression, complaining of somatic pains frequently. Internalizing behavioral problems are common among girls. Then externalizing behavioral problems that are directed from external are depressed in actions like being angry, violence, overactive, attention problems. These problems are common in boys. Please, Tajkia, change the slide. Behavioral disorders are caused by multiple factors. No single event is responsible for this condition. The important contributing factors are, at first, the faulty parental attitude, overprotection, then under-discipline or over-discipline, parental rejection, disturbed parent-child interaction, broken family, etc. are responsible for factors for development of behavioral problems. Next, inadequate family environment. Poor economical status, cultural pattern, family habits, job satisfaction, parental illiteracy, inappropriate relationship among family members, etc. influence on child's behavior and may causes behavioral disorder. Next, influence of mass media. Television, radio, periodicals, and high-tech communication systems affect the school children and adolescents, leading to conflict and tension, which may cause behavioral disorder. Next, influence of social change. In influence of social change, social unrest, violence, unemployment, change in value orientation, group interaction, and hostility, frustration, etc. affect older children along with their parents and family members, resulting abnormal behavior. Then next, mentally and physically sick or handicapped. Its children with sickness and disability may have behavioral problems, chronic illness, and prolonged hospitalization can lead to this problem. Thank you.
Now I request to our next group partner Nasrin Parvin, please start your discussion.
Please change the slide. Good afternoon, my respected teacher and my dear seniors and juniors and my classmates. Today I discuss about behavioral problems in children. At first, feeding problem. Feeding problem is one type of common behavioral problems in children. Here, feeding problem like food refusal, vomiting, overeating, impaired appetite, etc. Then speech problem. Speech problem like delayed speech, unclear speech, etc. Then sleep problem. Sleep problem like sleepwalking, sleep talking, nightmares, insomnia, etc. Then adjustment problem. Adjustment problem is Adjustment problem like disobedience, misconduct, and temper tantrum. Temper tantrum means unpleasant and disruptive behaviors of the children. Then emotional problem. Emotional problem is another type of common behavioral problems in children like jealousy, shyness, fear, anger, and anxiety. Please, Sajke, change your slide. Then I discuss about behavioral problems of infancy. Here, manifestations of behavioral problems during infancy are found as resistance to feeding or impaired appetite, abdominal colic, and stranger anxiety. Stranger anxiety, also called separation anxiety. Here, at first, I discuss impaired appetite or resistance to feeding. During infancy feeding, problems are developed at the time of weaning. Here, the infant may have painful ulcer in mouth or sore throat that causing difficulty in swallowing. Then the infants have impaired appetite uh, or infants resist to feeding. Then mother should be encouraged to her children provide tender loving care and to avoid separation. Then abdominal colic. Abdominal colic is an important cause of crying in the infant. Here abdominal colic is an attack of crying and that appear to be abdominal pain in young infancy. In this condition, antispasmodic drugs may be administered to relieve the abdominal colic. Then stranger anxiety. Stranger anxiety, also called separation anxiety. It is a vital step of emotional development and may continue up to 13 to 15 months of age. This anxiety usually reduced when the stranger gradually approach from distance in a familiar place, especially in presence of father or mother, and in absence of parents. Loving concern of the stranger is very important. Okay, thank you.
Tajkia, please change the slide. Now, before going to explain the behavioral problem of childhood, let's see one video regarding this point. Please play the video.
শান্ত শান্ত আমি সবই বুঝতে পারছি আমার গরুটা এখন এত বদমাশি করছে বলার কথা নেই ও বাড়িতেও এরকম করছে বাড়িতেও ঠিকঠাক খাবার খাচ্ছে না আবার বাড়িতে হচ্ছে ঘুমাচ্ছে না ঠিকঠাক করে আবার ও রাতে যখন ঘুমাচ্ছে তখন আবার প্রস্রাব করতে বিছানায় 7 বছর বয়স হলো ওকে নিয়ে আমি খুব চিন্তিত আছি আবার ও পাড়াতেও এরকম ঘুমোতে শুরু করেছে দেখো দিদি হ্যাঁ দিদি তুমি ঠিকই বলেছো ও ঠিকঠাক কারো কথা শোনে না ওর চিকিৎসা করা খুবই দরকার ওর বাবা আজ বাড়িতে আসবে ওর বাবার সঙ্গে আজই আমি কথা বলছি
So, now I request our next group partner, Juhi Khatun, please start your discussion regarding this point.
Good afternoon to all of you. Now I discussed some behavioral problems of childhood. Here, toddler, preschooler, and schooler children will carry some behavioral problems. So, first one is temper tantrum. Temper tantrum is a sudden outburst or violent display of anger, frustration, and bad temper. When a children is tempering, children show some tantrums like crying, shouting, throwing the objects, kicking, biting, etc. Where we all are used doing during our childhood whenever our wish or demand is not fulfilled. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Please change the slide. Then how to manage temper tantrum. First one is set a good example to child. When a children shouting and crying in a public place, That time parent will bring her child to in a private place or empty place and explain to her child what is wrong or what is right with good example. And the next one is pay attention to child. Attention is most important thing for child, because the attention and environment provide child's brain development. Then spend quality of time, because parents and child to understand each other. Then have open communication with child. Last one is have consistency in behavior, because parents good behavior is most important, because child behavior is a mirror reflection of parents behavior. That's why parents good behavior is most important. Please slide change. Next behavioral problem is nail biting. Nail biting is a bad oral habit, and it is a sign of tension and self punishment, and it is caused by feeling of insecurity and conflict and hostility, and it may be due to pressurized study at school or home, or due to watching frightening violent scene. And nail biting is occur beyond 4 years of age group. Please change the slide. Then how to manage nail biting children. First is give some toys to distract their mind, because when child bite her nail, a mind will be distracted. Then the child should be praised for well kept hand by breaking habit, and to maintain self confidence. Then punishment should be avoided. Then cut the nails for good hygiene. Thank you.
Thank you, Juhi. Now, next part will continue by our group partner Sumaira Khatun. Sumaira, please start your discussion.
Good afternoon to respected teacher and all other present here. Now I will tell about the enuresis, which means bedwetting. Enuresis is the involuntary passage of urine at inappropriate place, especially at bed during night time. It is usually considered as normal up to age of 4 to 5 years, but beyond the age of 4 to 5 years, it is not normal. It is found mostly the school children, and the most frequent cause of enuresis are small bladder capacity, improper toilet training, deep sleep. Here, the child unable to receive the signal from distended bladder, and the environmental factor like dark passage to toilet, cold or fear of toilet, or toilet at a distance from bedroom may also cause of bedwetting. Please change the slide. Then I will tell about the types of enuresis. Enuresis is a two types: primary enuresis and secondary enuresis. In case of primary enuresis or persistent enuresis, it is characterized by delayed maturation of neurological control of urinary bladder, and the secondary enuresis or regressive enuresis. Here, the normal bladder control is developed for several months, after which the child again starts bedwetting at night, usually due to regressive behavior like illness and hospitalization. Please change the slide. The management. In case of management, assessment of exact cause is very essential by through history collection, clinical examination, and necessary investigation. So, management in restriction of fluid after dinner, voiding before bedtime, and arranging the child to void once or twice, 3 to 4 hours later. Please change the slide. Then I will tell about the encopresis. Encopresis is the passage of feces into inappropriate place after the age of 5 years, when the bowel control is normally achieved. It is more serious form of emotional disturbance due to the anger, stress, and anxiety. The associated problem of encopresis are chronic constipation, toilet fare, attention deficit disorder, poor school attendance, and learning difficulties. Please change the slide. The management of encopresis. At first, we have to assess of these conditions include history of bowel draining, use of toilet and associated problems, and regular bowel habits, dietary intake of roughage, and intake of adequate fluid and parenteral support. Please change the slide. Then I will tell about the pica or geophagia. Pica is a habit disorder or eating non-edible substance like clay, pen, chalk, pencil, plaster from all, earth, scalp hair, etc. It is normal up to the age of 2 years, but after this age, it's not normal. If it persists after 2 years of age, it may be due to parental neglect, poor attention of caregiver, inadequate love and affection, etc. The children with pica may have associated problem of intestinal parasitosis, poisoning, vitamins and mineral deficiency. And at last, the management of this problem is done with psychotherapy of the child and parents, and the associated problems would be treated with the symptomatic management. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumera. Then the next part will continue by another group partner, Afsana Parveen. Afsana Parveen, please start your discussion.
Good afternoon to all. My part is speech problem. Speech disorder are common in childhood. This can be found as disturbance of voice, articulation, and fluency. Speech problem can be associated with organic cost like hearing defect, cleft lip or and cleft palate, cerebral palsy, facial and verbal paralysis, etc. The emotional deprivation are also very significant cause of speech disorder. The common speech problem related to emotional disorder are stuttering or stammering, cluttering, delayed speech, and dyslexia. Stuttering or stammering is a fluency disorder being between the age of 3 to 5 year old, probably due to inability to adjust with environment and emotional stress. It is characterized by interference in the fluency of speech, hesitation, repetition, and prolongation of sound, especially of initial consonant. It is commonly found in boys with fear, anxiety, and timid personality. Please change the slide. Then management. Behavior modification and relaxation therapy to resolve the conflict and emotional stress, thus to improve self-confidence in the child. Parents needed counseling to rationalize their expectations and children's achievement according to the potentiality. The child should be reassured and helped in breath control, exercise, and speech therapy. These children are needed encouragement and guidance. Also, psychotherapy and drug therapy may be needed for some children. Then cluttering. Cluttering is characterized by unclean and hurried speech in which words stumbled over each other. There are awkward movement of hands, feet, and body. These children have poorly organized personality and they needed psychotherapy. Then delayed speech. Delayed speech beyond 3 to 3.5-year-old can be considered as organic cause like mental retardation, hearing defect, or several emotional problems. The exact cause must be excluded for necessary intervention. Then dyslexia. Dyslexia is the most common disorder of difficulty in articulation. It can be caused by abnormalities of teeth, jaw, or palate, or due to emotional deprivation. Treatment of structural abnormalities and speech therapy should be done adequately. In absence of structural problems, the responsible emotional disorder or factors should be ruled out The children need counseling. Also, parents should be informed about the modification of family environment and correction of deprivation. Thank you to all.
Thank you, Afsana. Now I request our next group partner, Tajkia Sheikh. Please continue this point.
Good afternoon, my respected teacher and to all of my friends, senior and junior. Now I discuss sleep disorder. Sleep disorder means change in sleeping pattern that can negatively affect health. Sleep disorders are common in children with anxiety, tension, and overactivity. The common sleep problems are difficult to nightmare, night terror, sleepwalking, and sleep talking, etc. In nightmare, the child awakes from a frightening bed dream and is conscious of surroundings. In night terrors, the child awakens during sleep, sit up with a screaming in loud voice, and terrified to recognize the surrounding. And after some time, sleep begins. Then I discussed management. In all these problems, the child should have light diet in dinner and avoid heavy meals just before bedtime. Then no excited game and picture and fighting stories such as murder, accident should not be allowed at night. Parents should allow relaxed, comfortable bed, creating a relaxing bedtime such as giving child a warm bed or reading a story. And environment a healthy and emotionally healthy environment to the child. Noise level in the house is low. In case of sleepwalking, door and window to be kept closed and dangerous object to be removed. Then I will discuss about sleep disorder. Now showing showing short video school phobia.
আচ্ছা দিদি, তোমার প্রতিদিন গরুকে স্কুলে ছাড়তে দেরি হয় কেন?
আর বলো না দিদি, দিন দিন যেন কেমন একটা হয়ে যাচ্ছে। স্কুলের প্রতি মায়াটা না যেন কমে যাচ্ছে দিন দিন, পড়াশোনা করতে চাইছে না একদম।
কেন দিদি? বলতে হয় না জানেন, আমার টুম্পা প্রতিদিন সকালে টাইম মতো ওঠে। স্কুলে যাওয়ার জন্য তো 1 ঘন্টা আগে রেডি হয়ে যায়।
আমি বুঝতে পারছি না দিন দিন কেন এমন হয়ে যাচ্ছে। সারাক্ষণ শুধু জানো তো আমার পাশে থাকতে চাইছে, সব সময় আমার পাশে ঘুরঘুর করছে। আর জানো তো দেখে মনে হচ্ছে কিছু একটা যেন ভয় ওর মধ্যে ঢুকে আছে।
তাহলে দিদি এক কাজ করো, ওর স্কুলের ম্যাডামদের সাথে কথা বলে দেখো। ও কি ক্লাসে এরকম অন্যমনস্ক হয়ে থাকে? যদি এরকমই হয় তাহলে না ওকে নিয়ে কটা দিন বাইরে ঘুরে এসো। ওর মনটাও ভালো হয়ে যাবে আর ঘুরে আসার পর পড়াশোনা ঠিকঠাক ভাবে করবে।
তুমি ঠিকই বলেছো দিদি, স্কুলের ম্যাডামদের সাথে গিয়ে কথা বলি একবার, তারপর ওকে নিয়ে নাহলে কিছুদিন ঘুরে আসি, কি বলো, তাই না?
Many children are afraid to go to school due to different causes such as maternal separation, child afraid to leave the mother's, uncongenital school environment like teaching by other students, poor teacher-student relationship, unhygienic environment, and fear of examination, etc. Then management. The problem can be managed by habit formation for regular school attendance, play session, and other recreational activity at school. Improvement of school environment, assessment of child health status of the child to detect any health problem for necessary intervention. The most important aspect of manage this problem is family counseling to resolve the anxiety related to maternal separation. Thank you all.
Tajkia, please change the slide. Now the next point is behavioral problem of adolescence. It will be discussed by our next group partner Nilanjana Mandal. Please Nilanjana, start your discussion.
Good afternoon, all of my respected teachers and all of the seniors and juniors and all of my classmates. I will discuss about the common behavioral problem of the adolescence. Adolescence means the age group is from puberty to adulthood. In this group, the normal average age is for girls 10 to 18 years and for boys, the age is 12 to 20 years. Now I discuss about behavioral problem. The common behavioral problem in adolescence are excessive masturbation, juvenile delinquency, antisocial behavior, substance abuse, anorexia nervosa, etc. Now I will discuss about the juvenile delinquency. Tazkia, please share a video about the juvenile delinquency.
আমি তোকে মারতে চাইনি, আমি তোকে মারতে চাইনি।
This is a video for juvenile delinquency. In this video, we all see that a child is emotionally disturbed because of his delinquent work. Juvenile delinquency means indulgence in an offense by a child in the form of premeditated, purposeful and unlawful activities done by repeatedly and habitually. It is the most important and serious problem in our society. Tazkia, please change the slide. Usually, these children belong to broken family or emotionally disturbed family with overcrowded and unhealthy environment and having financial or legal problem. Now I will discuss about some factors of juvenile delinquency. Nowadays, the rapid urbanization and industrialization is the most efficient and effective factor for the delinquent work of the children. And some social changes and changing the lifestyle, lack of discipline, poor economy, broken family, and lack of educational opportunities and the recreational facilities, etc. Tazkia, next change the slide, please. Now, the juvenile delinquent behavior is sensitive behavior like lying, theft, burglary, tarnishing from school, run away from home, fight, sexual assault, mixing with the antisocial group and bad company, etc. Then I will discuss about the prevention. Tazkia, please change the slide. Now I discuss about the prevention of juvenile delinquency. Prevention of juvenile delinquency is possible by the elimination of contributing factor like healthy parent and child relationship. It is the most important thing because parents should give more attention and time to her child and in tender loving care to the child, and by his family also the tender loving care is important for this type of children, and facilities for sports, fulfillment of basic needs, the exercise and recreational healthy work, and the and must be need for in the school. The healthy teacher and student relationship is most important. Delinquent child need the sympathetic attitude with the necessary guidance and counseling for modification of the behavior. The child should be referred to child guidance clinic for necessary help. Thus we prevent this type of delinquent behavior in the children. Thank you.
Please change the slide. Then the next point is substance abuse. Before going to explain this point, let's see one video regarding this point. Please play the video. Now I request our next group partner, Shahnaz Parveen, please start your discussion.
Good afternoon to all. Now I am discuss about the substance abuse. So the substance abuse or drug abuse is a threatening social problem of school going and adolescent age group. The substance abuse is defined as a pattern of harmful use of any substance like the tobacco, alcohol, sleeping pills, or the cannabis like bhang, gaja, etc. for the mood altering purpose. Then I will tell about the causes of the substance abuse. There are various types of the causes, like first is the wrong adventure. The adventure means the engage in the risky activity. If a child engage in wrong types of risky activity, in these cases the substance abuse can happen. And the substance abuse also caused by the poor parental guidance, lack of educational guidance, etc. Then the child with these behavior disorders are having the frustration, emotional conflict, or disturbed family and social relationship. Next, I will tell about the prevention of the substance abuse. Tajka, please change the slide. So, we can prevent the substance abuse behavior of the adolescent group of the child by the adequate facilities of the recreation and entertainment, especially in the hostels. It develops the recovery identity in people with the substance abuse. Then the inculcation of the dangers of drug abuse among the students, their teachers, and family members also help to prevent the substance abuse behavior among the adolescent group of child. Then the provision of the mental health and program and periodical psychiatric guidance facilities in schools also help to prevent the substance abuse behavior in the adolescent group of child. Next, I will tell about the anorexia nervosa. Tajke, please change the slide. So basically we know that the anorexia means the loss of appetite, but in the case of anorexia nervosa, the affected individual experience true hunger, though they have absolute control over their hunger. It is a eating disorder most often in the adolescent girl. Then I will tell about the causes of the anorexia nervosa. Tajke, please change the slide. So the anorexia nervosa are caused by the first is having an anxiety disorder. If the child having any types of anxiety disorder, this can lead to the anorexia nervosa. Then the having a negative self-image. Like if the child is being told that how you look or you are too fat or thin, in these cases the anorexia nervosa can happen. Then the social attitudes including in cultural ideas can cause the anorexia nervosa. Then the affected individual is characterized by the weight loss, undernutrition, constipation, dryness of skin, hypothermia, etc. Next, I will tell about the management of the anorexia nervosa. Tajkia, please change the slide. So we can manage the anorexia nervosa. First is psychotherapy. By the psychotherapy, we can help the child to become more confident and learn way to cope with the difficult situation. Then the antidepressant drugs. There is no medication, but doctors sometimes prescribe the certain antidepressant drugs to help some reduce the symptoms of the anxiety or depression. Then by the behavioral modification, nutritional rehabilitation, we can manage the anorexia nervosa behavior of the adolescent group of child. Then the parental counseling of modification of the parent child relationship is essential to manage the anorexia nervosa. Thank you. Sorry, please Tajkia, change the slide. So it is the statistic presentation of the behavioral problem in children. So you can see this. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sahanaz. Now I request our next group partner, Sultana Khatun. Please start your topic with nursing responsibility.
Good afternoon to all. Now I will discuss about the nursing responsibility. Although my previous group partners already discussed about the specific management of each behavioral problems of children, but as a nurse we also have some responsibility. So the nursing responsibilities in behavioral disorders of children are: at first, we assess the specific problem of the child by collecting the appropriate history and detect the responsible factors, and then inform the parents and making them aware about the causes of behavioral problems of the child. Then assisting the parents, teachers, and family members for necessary modification, and then encourage the child for behavioral modification. Then promote healthy emotional development of the child by adequate physical, psychological, and social support. And then create awareness about the psychological disturbances which may lead to behavioral problems during developmental stage. And provide counseling services for children and their parents to solve the problem whenever necessary and for tender loving care of children. Then participate in the management of the problem of child as a member of a healthcare team along with the pediatrician, psychologist, and social worker. So these all are the nursing responsibilities in behavioral problems of children. Tajkia, please change the slide. So today we group A have discussed about the introduction, causes like faulty parental attitude, inadequate family environment, influence of social change, etc. of behavioral disorders in children. And then we have discussed about the behavioral problems in children like nail biting, temper tantrum, encopresis, speech problem, etc. and the specific management of each this problem. And then we have discussed about the behavioral problems of infancy like impaired appetite, abdominal colic, stranger anxiety, etc. and the specific management of each this problem. And then we have discussed about the behavioral problems of adolescents like anorexia nervosa, masturbation, juvenile delinquency, etc. and the specific management of each these problems. So these all are the problems of children, infancy and adolescence. And lastly, we have discussed about the nursing management of behavioral problems in children. So thank you, ma'am, and to all.
Thank you.